Welcome back. Before we break down today's chart, this is strictly for educational purposes and is based on my personal professional experience. It is not financial advice or a live trade signal. Remember, the past performance doesn't guarantee future results, and all views are my own. Let's look at the data. Here we go. So we are popping up above this level. What is the idea? We've currently made it to the 141. In the past, we've seen that the relationship can be quite strong with needing to come back to the 61. In the event that we did that, it would mean, well, the only way that we can do that is to break the trend for it to happen. And if the trend doesn't break, then there's no use thinking about that to happen because it's impossible unless the trend breaks. And if we're not even close to it, then thinking about it might be naive. And if, we are close to it, so it's just good to know though. The end of the day, when we make a pullback like this, it looks like it's a second wave. Like when we pulled back here, it could be a fourth wave and then fifth and then come down. It would look like an M into a W. This falling here would be used over here. At the end of the day, there was a trend break that could have been, utilized by anybody that hedged against it. Didn't come all the way down to that arrow like I drew that line for though, but it looks like it could be on its way there. There is a trend. We can see that trend is intact. No inclination on whatsoever trying to fit in with the people of the land or anything like that, but just to essentially work on how I can be a productive asset to humanity. It has nothing to do with entertainment, nothing to do with fitting in, nothing to do with liking anyone. It's about doing, while everyone else is about how they feel. I don't care how I feel. I don't live on feelings, like everyone. It's just not within me. I don't like it. And I don't respect it either. And I see anybody that can put it aside to focus on what's good for everyone and good for themselves, even is great. Not this emotional satisfaction or socially acceptable satisfaction. I don't have that. Don't have that problem. At the end of the day, just the way it is. So I don't need time off. I don't need to relax. I'm not relaxed unless I'm rowing towards my objective. Like this. How would I know how to do this? I accredit it to my discipline, my determination. Not my deviation of the plan. Can I teach people to adapt to situations they've never been in before? I'm confident I can. I'm confident you can use the tools in a way and change the way that you use the tools on a regular basis so that you can adapt and be versatile with the moves of the market and actually position yourself for them in a way that's not uncomfortable, a way that's kind of seamless and easier. The more that you navigate previous trends, the easier the future ones typically will become. And it's not like it's getting fucking harder for me, guys. Do you see it getting harder for me? That's funny. That's really funny. Because it's not getting harder. It's getting easier every day. Easier every day. Literally easier every fucking day. So if it's getting harder every day, then you're not doing it right. You're not thinking the right way. You're not processing information correctly. Like you're too emotional, perhaps. Maybe not thinking about the logic or practicalities or the components of the market, but instead thinking about how you feel. And you're trying to cut corners. I mean, I just don't see it. I'm like, good luck. That's what I say about that. But at the end of the day, if you don't cut corners, if you do everything you can, if you learn as much as you possibly can, if you're curious, the most curious you possibly can be, you'll try to learn. And you'll learn with the intentness of trying to satisfy, trying to be content. And you will not stop until you're content. That's what curiosity is to me. I don't know what it is to everybody else, but to me, curiosity means you will not stop until you're content with an answer. And ending the day not knowing, unacceptable. Unacceptable. Not knowing. If there's anything that you could know and you choose not to know it, you may as well not fucking start the next day. Like, come on. I like the idea of being able to get to 61 on the earnings report as well. There might be an initial positive movement. But I am really looking at those B points that have been left all day. And where they are is really close to the 61% retracement, even though we can move it up to here now. In fact, yeah. So we have to keep in mind that it's 10 minutes until the report. And it's like another one of the market's birthdays. Like all of the institutions, all of, the major traders, all the best guys in the world, when they say, "Do you see what happened on AMD earnings?" They're going to have something to comment about it. They're going to have something to say about it. Are you going to have something to say about it? Like, why not? If not, and you're going to be better off tomorrow for what? I'm just saying, everybody would be pleased if they were the best versions of themselves. Now, what do you have to believe in order to achieve that? Because that's what I want for you. And I mean, if it has to be hard in order for you to achieve that, it doesn't. I mean, just be willing to go through whatever hard there is. Like, aren't you? Like, don't put a wall up whenever anything gets hard. And oh, is there another way around? I'm like, no, fucking knock it down. Be like, look at this. This is how you knock it down. This is how I knocked it down. Do you want to be like, no, I avoided it this way and got around it, and I did it in 5 minutes instead. And now I don't know anything about the process, or I can't help anyone else through it at all. You can just tell them to try and avoid it too. I mean, that's the flight response. To be able to fight your threat and conquer it and kill it is like a real way to deal with it. Flighting, it's an option. Sometimes it's a good one. But if it's your main one, you're prey, and you'll eventually be eaten from the bottom of my heart. And I'm concerned with you. That's why I say these things. Well, not just anybody, but everybody. I'm concerned with everybody. Oh, yeah. Okay, here's the report. Get ready. Watch for downwards move. Beautiful. Everything just got smoked out. Watch for an upwards move to snap back to this particular low right here. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Nasdaq's soon following the snap back up. Oh, we just hit that right there. Beautiful movement on AMD. So first downwards target hit, then the snap up hit again. And it's honestly going to go all the way back up to here by the looks of things. So we got to watch out for a marker all the way back up into that level right there. We're literally snapping all the way back up. We almost hit it right there. We're just about to connect with it. Micro structure absolutely nailed in the face. Doesn't got shit. Nothing. All those trades could be easily taken, but not easily taken, but I mean, they're all very, very clear to me. So I don't know how many times in advance I had to say that, the targets were down. At the end of the day, I think the report's going to still have a bullish impact. It's funny. So watch out for it to reverse too. I don't think that a lot of what we're doing right now is going to maintain. So we can look at levels like this under here getting attacked right now. I find it very likely that small levels like that are just about to get hit. And the Nasdaq's not really responding too well, but there we go. That's another one right there. Just got hit on that one. That's another $3 on fucking AMD, and it could be bled into an even stronger trade that gets us all the way up to there. Like I said, any small short-term trade could turn into a longer-term one to achieve the and it can even be that red dash line. Like I'm game for the red dash line. The yellow line on the Nasdaq we're looking at getting. And I mean the Nasdaq didn't really move. I could see they were interested in moving this, and I'm interested too because I can see what they're fucking doing. It's not a matter of guessing. I'm awfully particular, aren't I? Look at it go up to the fucking yellow line. Look at it rallying up like that. Oh geez, just a surprise. I guess I guessed right again, didn't I? Oh my goodness. No, it's not a surprise. It's an insult when you tell me it's a surprise. It's an insult to my intellect when you fucking tell me it's a surprise. Why did it happen? I just told you. I just told you what would happen. Look at this. So, when people tell me, wow, I'm like, surprised? Why? Is it not at my fucking level? Did it not all get bought up? Like what? How'd you fuck it up? Seriously, tell me. Was I unclear on AMD? Coming back down to this high right here, right about there, and the Nasdaq as well. Watch for it to hit the blue line from above. AMD's itching to try and hit its red dash line. Came down enough to be able to say, hey, stops could be dragged into profit. Will the Nasdaq also hit its blue line in the same attempt of doing this? Which reversal wasn't clear again? You tell me, huh? Is blue line achieved now? Are we getting the red line now or what? So everybody waited the whole day. It was super boring. Do you see how patience, discipline, determination, and an understanding is fucking solid? Solid. I couldn't have done it better in my opinion. Literally, if I had a time machine, it'd be a waste of my time, waste of my evening to step inside right now. I'd waste my evening from 4 to 5. I want that time right now. If I spent it getting into a time machine, going back I would waste my fucking evening having a time machine. It's better to know how to read than it is to have a time machine. You can see my attitude is very strong. There is no surprise. There is no question. There's no maybes. There's only action and enforcement and absolute, I want to say the C word, and in my opinion, certainty. But and that's my opinion. Sure, call it that if you wish, but it's discrediting my ability to calculate when you call it my opinion, and I would appreciate it not to be. But actual calculations that I've done mathematically, not using numbers, but calculated to a T. Like without telling you what to do, I just explained everything that the Nasdaq would do, from coming up to the blue line or yellow, going to the blue, stepping on it from above, from being able to make the initial snap down to hit my green dash lines on AMD, which I made very clear right before the open. And then as soon as we got down there was a couple small that all worked out right to the bottoms. And then there was another big one where I moved the red line. I was like, hey, it's going to come to the red line and then come back down. You know, that candle made it to here. The blue line, did it make it to that? Unless you're trading AMD, I'm sorry, you missed it by a dollar. But I don't believe it's going to stay above that level. Moves. So, is it over? Not necessarily. I believe that the ultimate goal is for it to have a bullish impact, but it doesn't mean it ain't going to fucking see this level again at some point. It probably is. All of the movement that we have above this is likely to be kind of bullshit, and I don't really care when it comes down, because the after hours, volatility of the report, I think, is dying out. So the movements that it quote unquote has to make because of the volatility are not there anymore. Nurturing long trades from a long time ago seems to win again. Oh shit, if you hedge for the report, you made money on it, but now look, you're back on track with the original plan. Isn't that funny? AMD, risk averted, right? Institutions, that's not taking the hedge fund out, is it? Because they hedged for it and now they're back on. Like how much can we push the fund? How much can we push the fund? How much can we push our assets that we've been holding since 1986? But yeah, no, that is that, and I will make a video on it.